And so basically this is what you have and what would be entailed with the agreement establishing the African Continental Free Trade Area in a very, very general summary. Essentially, it will be mutually supportive, and we'll try to identify this in some of the individual economic programs and activities in the different geopolitical zones. In the case of Lagos, for instance, the Lagos Global Program for trade integration, for enhancing and improving and enabling business environment with opportunities for business, investors, and industry. To cap off this summary, and this is important, which is the reason for the high value of this engagement, markets carry risks. There are no riskless markets. They don't exist. They never have existed, and they never will. So the agreement establishing the African Continental Free Trade Area carries an abundance of opportunities with challenges. Those challenges would include the trade-related complementary policies that all economies, not just in Africa, but outside Africa, would make. There is no magic bullet. There is no policy area. There is no program of government in anywhere in the world which, if you strike, it becomes a silver bullet. It doesn't happen. All policies work as a cocktail. In other words, they require companion policies to work. So the challenge of the African Continental Free Trade Area would be to structure and coordinate effectively those trade-related companion policies that would enable business, our investors and industry to leverage on or maximize the benefits of this agreement. Fiscal policy, monetary policy, structural reform policies, border management policies, power, the cost of money, and also to set up an effective, constant, and reliable implementation and coordination mechanism. And this is the value, again, of this engagement with you, the LCCI. In summary, this is what it's all about. The rest is a download in a menu to give you an elaboration. Let me do this as quickly and succinctly as possible so that we can go to the more exciting part of our family conversation today, and that would be the Q&A. What's the background to this? I was happy, just as the president was speaking, a former colleague of mine, and she's seated right there and she's waving, reminded me about our origins in the Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Madame is there. She just said to me, "You don't remember me. Maybe it's the gray. She should look at my gray as well." Then we were young and good at Marina defense building that got burned down in the 80s. The origin of this is Nigeria, 1980, the Lagos Plan of Action, 1980 to 2000. We need to do a little bit of history. We won't take long, but it's important to know that this is not a plot. It's rooted in Nigeria's leadership, Lagos Plan of Action. And then we'll carry on. It's also rooted in the 1991 Abuja Economic Treaty that established the African Economic Community. This, the AFCTA, is pursuant to Nigeria's leadership on the continent. This is the economic equivalent of the political side of the African Union. This is part, when it comes into force, it's integral and it's part of the African Union system. The origins of this are rooted in May 1963 with the Organization of African Unity. This is not a thing for history buffs. It's simply to put this in the scheme and the panorama of the constant evolution of what's been going on our continent. And so the background of this, beyond the factual historical points, it's about, based on UNEP and population, not UNEP, United Nations Population Agency figures, and IMF. Approximately 18 to 20 million Africans are coming onto the job market every 12 months.